Tron Air, the most trusted name in aircraft ground support equipment.
My name is Charles DeRate, Product Manager with Tron Air, and today we'll be talking about the basic operations and procedures using the 8844B Strut Service Tool. Other equipment required to operate the Malabar Strut Service Tool is a nitrogen bottle and an external source of air, whether that's shop air or a generator. Please refer to our commissioning video and pre-operation steps for the 8844B. The first procedure we'll be going over today is how to deflate the nitrogen out of your struts. We will first begin by connecting the hose to the upper Schrader valve on your strut. Once that is connected, we will verify your strut control valves 1 and 2 are closed. Your hydraulic bypass is set to reservoir, air supply valve is off. Once this is connected, you will open the Schrader valve on the aircraft, now pressurizing the cart. You will operate this lever, the strut system, hydraulic fluid to reservoir. You will then open the associated valve to the strut that you are performing maintenance on. Once you begin to open this valve, nitrogen will start leaving the strut and you'll see your strut start to collapse. Once the strut is fully collapsed, we'll close this valve, make sure it's securely closed, then return hydraulic pump bypass to reservoir. Your struts are now fully deflated. We will now be performing the second procedure, and that is filling the struts with hydraulic fluid. You begin by verifying your shop air is connected at your shop air inlet. Your strut control valves are fully closed. Now we'll operate this lever, hydraulic fluid to strut system. Then open the associated valve for the strut you're operating on. Then you'll move air supply valve to run hydraulic pump. This will actuate your hydraulic pump, and you'll now be pushing hydraulic fluid to the aircraft. Once the aircraft has raised the required amount, you'll turn the air supply valve to off, close the associated strut valve, move your main valve from strut system to hydraulic fluid to reservoir. You will then open your associated valve, and now the excess fluid will be evacuated from the strut back into your waste tank. Once the strut is fully collapsed, you will now close the associated strut valve, return hydraulic fluid, bypass to reservoir, and now your strut is serviced with hydraulic fluid. Repeat the previous steps as required to fully replenish your hydraulic fluid. The hydraulic fluid in your strut has now been serviced. We will now inflate the strut chambers with nitrogen. It will first verify that your nitrogen bottle is hooked up and you have the required amount of nitrogen in your nitrogen bottle. Verify your strut control valves are closed. Your strut control valve is set to hydraulic pump to bypass reservoir, and that you've connected your nitrogen bottle. You will now open your associated strut valve and then increase your nitrogen pressure on your nitrogen regulator until you reach your cracking pressure. Then you will continue inflation until you have achieved your dimension X. Once that is achieved, you will close your strut control valve 1. Note that the strut extension measurement is commonly referred to as dimension X. This now concludes servicing your struts with nitrogen. The struts are now fully serviced with hydraulic fluid and nitrogen. We will now begin our shutdown procedures. On your aircraft, you will close your strut service valve. You'll verify your strut control valves 1 and 2 are closed. Set your control valve, strut system, hydraulic fluid to reservoir. This will now bleed off your nitrogen that is retained in the line. Now you will slowly open your associated strut control valve to bleed off the pressure retained in the line. Please verify that your strut pressure gauge has returned to 0. Once pressure has been released, close your associated strut control valve, and now it is safe to disconnect your lines from your struts. Your struts are now fully serviced Thank you for watching our video on how to operate and use the 8844B Malabar strut service tool.
For more information, contact product support at tronair.com or call 419-866-6301.